with OBS?
I'm recording it now.
Okay,
We can't stream.
okay, got it. Okay, just asking, so we know.
Yep.
So it is being recorded, we could upload it
Yeah.
after, okay.
Streaming slow for me, so I just think the weather.
Sure.
Probably.
And I'm assuming we're still on the generator for the building, so, yeah. Okay, thank you. Approval of purchase orders submitted with 3 or more signatures. We have 2 this evening. The first is PO 3427. This is for our Keystone software, which we use for all things billing and payroll, our assets, and the amount this year, which is an increase, is $10,120. And then we also have, PO number 3391, and this is for a Dell laptop for the police department, which was planned for at budget time to come from seated equipment.
What we talked briefly about.
That wasn't on the table before. Is it all filled out and signed?
No, it's still waiting for the specific detailed numbers for the expenses on each firefighter physical.
Okay,
And the only numbers I have are from the 2024 numbers.
okay.
But that's, the whole line item is, I wrote it up that way because it would just,
Mhm.
it would open.
So Ryan and I did talk about his annual firefighter physicals. He has the money in his budget. There's a line item for them for annual physicals, and it's for a total of $15,000. And I know that you've been working to coordinate with the new manager or whatever, so you don't know the individual price. This will cover everyone's. We had talked, I don't know what you guys think about this, and Maddie, you can chime in if you have anything. Being that if we approved the entire PO, he would basically, Maddie would liquidate it each time that someone did a physical. So approving it doesn't mean everyone's gonna go get theirs tomorrow and you're gonna spend it all. It will be spent down over time.
Yes, just
So-
for payments made to, Adam, but people
Correct.
have big contracts, so we're gonna just slowly take.
And in the past, we've opened it, we'll say for August, we'll send the guys throughout the month of August. And then working well, we'll submit an invoice for the group that they have completed. And if we go over into the next month, then we'll get a separate invoice for that group also.
Okay.
And so it's broken up a little bit. The issue is, on the numbers I'm waiting for from working well is the guys that are over 40 years old, they get a PSA part of their blood work where the guys that aren't getting that. If they need their vaccines, those are added costs. And I'm not 100% sure. I can't tell you what we paid in 2024 per person, but I don't know specifically how many people might need that.
Right.
They have those records.
So essentially, if everyone is in agreement, opening this PO basically allows Ryan to start sending them and liquidating this down as they get their physicals. Is anyone opposed to adding it tonight? No. All right, so then 3418 for firefighter physicals for $15,000. So Keystone, a laptop for the police department, and physicals for the fire department.
How much was the laptop?
The laptop was $2,572.75. And I think at budget, when we were doing all that, we estimated 27. So. All right, if you guys want to approve these, we'll just need a motion and then we'll pass them down and sign them. Motion to approve?
Second.
All right, motion and a second to approve the purchase orders. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozak?
Yes.
Councilman McGraw?
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart?
Abstain.
Councilwoman Dean Curtin?
Yes. All right, any questions on financial reports that are provided? Okay, moving on to reports. Maddie, do you have anything under the clerk treasurer's office?
Yes. So we do have, thank you for approving that PO for Keystone. It was something we use every day, so it is much appreciated. But I do also have another training conference for the ILMCT that, they invited me to. They invite all the clerks, deputy clerks, clerk treasurers. It is July 12th through July 16th. The full registration for this is $500. There are lots of, good courses that I think would be helpful to us, such as, SOPs for municipal success, that's standards operating procedures, going paperless with ease, just different election laws where they're transferring from the fire system in the IRS to the IRIS system for the IRS. There's, just lots of good information at these conferences. I did already check with Gina and Michelle, that is a payroll week, but they feel like they can hold down the fort while I'm gone. And it is only in Michigan City at Blue Chip Casino, so I will still be able to stay local. There won't be any hotel fees for us. And in an emergency situation, I could be here in 15 minutes. So we did not have, the budget in previous years had been 2,000 in this instruction line item that we would be using. 2,000 in 22 and 23, 3,000 in 24 and 25. I'm not sure, I don't think we had adequately budgeted it this year, but we do have monies that could be moved should we decide to move forward with this, especially clerk treasurer line item that we're not going to be using the foreseeable future at the moment. So if you guys would like me to attend that, I would be willing to attend that.
I'll make a motion to approve Maddie attending the ILMCT training July 12th through 16th.
Second. All right, motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr,
Yes.
Councilwoman Beaker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, thanks, Maddie. I'm a little jealous because the two she mentioned I would love to go to, but you can't just, I could try to sneak in. Yeah,
I think you can do it.
I could.
I'll bring you some of the background
Yeah.
stuff. We'll bring you.
Okay, we also have two documents that I would ask the council, make a motion to give permission for Maddie to sign. They are the town ST 105, which is our sales tax exemption certificate, and W9 forms as those are requested, just having the availability to do that.
Motion to approve?
Second. All right, motion and a second, to approve. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr,
Yes.
Councilwoman Beaker.
Yes. And then the last update to give everyone on filling the vacancy of our clerk treasurer seat. I spoke with Don Kraft earlier today, and at this time, no one has contacted him expressing interest in the seat. So after the 30 days goes by, it moves over to the town council to appoint that seat. So I would ask that if there is someone in town that's interested, please reach out to me or anyone on the council to let us know. And we will determine how to move forward. In the meantime, Maddie, I appreciate you, if I don't say that enough, and Michelle and Jill and Gina, all of our departments working together. I think that we're doing a great job. And please, if anyone notices something, and let us know, right? Oversights happen, mistakes happen. Let's just make sure we call them out right away and keep up on those. So
Thank
when they do. All right, town council, we've got staff anniversary. We have a part-time officer with the police department for 4 years, Hunter Cassidy. So thank you, Hunter. That was all my first. Jack, do you have anything for us tonight?
Just, want me to do the updates on?
Sure.
We have, just to update you on NERC, we're finally able to have a quorum for a full, commission, which was held, on May 9th. And at that time, we elected new officers for NERC for 2026. And, that was finally done. And there's progress moving forward with that, and our next meeting has not been scheduled yet at this time.
Thank you. Jennifer,
Not at this time.
Roseanne,
Not at this time.
you want to?
Unless you want me to do RDC.
Yeah, go ahead and do
I'm following
RDC.
your.
Sorry,
I didn't see if it was down.
it's not. Go ahead and do it now.
Okay, so we had a great RDC meeting tonight. We had our groundbreaking ceremony for phase 1B last week in the rain. It was great. Tons of people came. It was a good time. Rain stopped right at the right time for us to finish up. Everybody stuck around, get a good crowd. Thank you to everybody who came. In other RDC news, we have approved tonight to apply for the Clips donation of $60,000 to help go towards the Marquette Greenway project. In addition to that, we have also applied for the Ready 2.0 grant, which is a $1 million grant. So that's super exciting. We are also at the RDC would like to make a recommendation to the town council. The RDC has been in discussion with the Northwest Indiana Growth Fund in regard to a loan of $900,000 for Marquette Greenway construction. There was paperwork that was sent out, I believe everybody here on the council has seen it, in regard to what the Northwest Indiana Growth Fund is and how it will benefit the town. It will save us lots and lots and lots of money versus a regular loan or a bond. So what the RDC is looking for this evening is approval from the town to have Carter Blue prepare that loan application with Baker Tilly. And I would like to make that motion.
Second. All right, so a motion and a second for Carter Blue with Baker Tilly's assistance to apply for a loan with the Northwest Indiana Growth Fund in the amount of $900,000, and that is to cover the gap.
Yep, that's to help cover the gap in the trail funding, which the gap is the TIP funds come in this day and this day, but the money is due this day. So,
Right, so we,
or the funds are here, but
Right.
they're coming.
so the funds will be available to pay the loan, just not when we need them. And the growth fund loan term is 24 months, so that's something to note as well.
Yes.
All right, any other discussion or questions? Okay, roll call please.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi.
Yes.
We don't need to include the contract, right? We just that's
No, that's you. Although you could talk about that.
Okay, the RDC is also working with Baker Tilly on revising our TIF allocation area, which means taking, if you look at our TIF districts, taking different pieces out to help the value of our TIF to go up so that those payments that where we're projected now will be higher, we hope. And as far as getting this out, Tony pointed out at the RDC meeting that this is something that the town has done before and benefited from. So it's not an unusual practice, but that is what the RDC is working on now to try to bring in some more dollars. And I think that's it for RDC. Lots of cool stuff going on. Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to mention that Michelle and I will be sitting in on a budget meeting with Tina Market from the DLGF on July 15th. There's a new process on the entering side, so we will be looking at that. We have a calendar that we've been following, so what's probably most important to department heads right now, once we close out June, we will generate your budget worksheets like we've given you in the past. The maximum levy growth quotient, which is our increase percent, we'll get around the 1st of July. So probably what's gonna happen is you're gonna get the worksheets as soon as they're ready. We may not be able to tell you that percent. I think last year it was delayed a bit, but that way you can start looking at the last few years and what you're looking at for next year to start looking at your budget. We will, I imagine in July, set some meetings to meet with all of you, and then we have to have it adopted by November 1st, so we've always done it in October. So we've got the calendar and we're doing our best to follow it, but like I said, For you all, the most important thing is your worksheets, and then that, for all of us to know, is our growth percent, so. Okay. If you have questions in the meantime, you could always reach out to your liaison, and then we'll do our best to help you. The last thing that I want to mention to the council, the Plan Commission has been working with Lennar on the Harbor Crest PUD, which is the Stefanko property over here off of Hagland. We will be, the ordinance was recommended and will be coming to us in July. If you look at your agenda, I've linked the PUD ordinance. Please read that in advance. It is about 50 pages. And we'll be looking to, if you have questions in advance, please share those. Shem is looking it over as well. But it's because it's lengthy, I gave it to you tonight so you can look at it. But okay, did I miss anything else under council? All right. Shared ethics.
Just two items. One is an update on the report that I sent you. I mentioned that Dyer had presented a resolution to require all of their appointments to go through ethics training as well, and actually embellished quite a bit over what SEAC does. I failed to mention, and it's my fault, that we had the third highest participation in the board and commission training that was last fall. So a lot of our folks already went through some similar training like that. But the package Dyer put together was really kind of intriguing. The second thing, and this is new, is I've been invited to a meeting with the president and the chairman emeritus of SEAC. The stated purpose is to recruit me for a orientation person for Porter County. I've agreed to the meeting, but I wouldn't do it. It was conditioned on the fact, or your decision whether you think that's appropriate or not. My responsibility would be taking new commissioners, explaining what their role's all about, what the job duties entail, and answering any and all questions. Not unlike what we did with Courtney. But now I'll be the one telling what's going on. So my question is, are you in favor of that, not in favor? And then I'll let them know.
I'm in favor so long as you'll still be our.
Right. Once we don't use you.
Yeah, no, that's no, I think you know the board that you asked if I could represent them. This is back when they were, whether they were in or out. And I was told resoundingly, no, you can't represent two different governments, even though there's no requirement that I live in the town that I represent.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize.
But I would still be the representative of Burns Harbor. I would just be coaching, if you will, new commissioners.
I think that's great.
I think so too.
I have no idea what I did to deserve this. So if it's okay with you, I will go ahead and take the meeting.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Jack, you okay with
I
that?
have no problem, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Neil.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, we do not have a park board representative tonight. I know
I
Dave.
do have-
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Okay.
I know you're fine. I do have a report. Sorry. Right, so park report is that the beach is open daily from 10 to 6, weather permitting. Footloose is June 27th. The route did have to change because the trail is under construction, which is a bummer, but next year it'll be great. If anybody would like to volunteer to help out with the Footloose, because we need lots of help, volunteers make the world go, please reach out to Kim or the park board. And the park board is also working with the RDC on some of the donations and grants that I spoke about earlier. The Cliffs Foundation donation is going to go through the Park Foundation. And the park is also looking at a disc golf course to be installed in the near future.
Got 2 players right over there. Thank you. All right.
you have anything?
No, anybody have anything for the park? All right, Joe?
Nothing to report.
Nothing? I don't think, I think okay, so 200 Fairchild is on the agenda later. And I know that we've been getting the emails for 1182 Salt Creek. We're on
So
target.
I spoke with a municipal representative today in regard to that, and they told me that it has been scheduled for on or before June 25th.
Okay. And some of the emails that were going, the homeowners know, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, it just felt like,
If you read through that thread, you'll
Mhm.
see where I sent the certified mailer that they signed
okay,
to show proof of that.
okay, and you said June
June 25th,
25th, okay. All right, thank you.
and the contractor's aware of that, said that they'll schedule that right after.
Okay, great.
And just on 200 Fairchild, we're talking about that later, or we're talking?
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
Okay, I'll leave it.
Yeah, because we had
Okay.
discussed
Thank you.
possible action last month, so yeah, that's there. Okay, anything for Joe?
I just want to thank him for all the efforts he's been doing. That the building department brought in more income to the general fund this year than they've done in any year previous before Joe took office. So I want to congratulate him and Lori and his team. That what they've been doing has been an excellent job. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. All right, Brandon.
The only thing I have is we got our relief vat back, runs great, so that's back. We did do a round in town, so we will be back at it in the fall, ready to go. The other thing is on the old business later on, other than that,
Okay.
that's it.
So you did a round of leaf pickup and you don't plan to go out again until the fall?
No, 'cause
Okay,
they're not even accepting leaves to dump the dump site right now, so
okay,
fall.
in case we're asked,
Yep.
that we will know. Okay. Jeremy?
I mean, I'm kind of beating a dead horse with this, but it did happen in May. Obviously, Dathan Bennett graduated from police academy and we celebrated that at the last meeting. It was fresh on mine, but it's great to be fully staffed with everybody actually on the road, even though everybody's on vacation now. Beyond that, I just want to mention the efforts of Assistant Chief Tim Lucas. He's basically taken over all of our investigations and things of that nature. There's 3 specific ones that are highlighted in my report that all kind of came to fruition. One of them was, I mean, it was nearly a year in the making before it finally, news broke recently and arrests were made. But he's just done an outstanding job with that. Takes a lot of weight off of me trying to do all of that in addition. So thanking him for that. And then just to add on to Neil's, Michelle and I both attended the Shared Ethics Conference this past month in Maryville. It was a good event. New speaker, which was nice. It wasn't just a recycling event. So that's all I got.
Cool. Thank you. We did get some correspondence from Michelle related to the FOB quote, that it was updated. The difference is it's $627.40 more. Can you explain that increase?
I haven't seen the email.
Oh, you haven't seen it. Okay, sorry. Michelle, okay, where did she?
She mentioned the update, but all of that happened a while ago.
It has to do with, I believe, technology upgrades and making our 2 systems are the same. There was something that wasn't quite right. I can probably look for that. But if everyone is in favor, we would be looking to approve the additional $627.40. So the original cost was $5,942.43. And the increase is to $6,569.83.
I'll make a motion to approve the increase of $627.40, taking the new cost to $6,569.83.
Oh, you're such a good
That was
person.
very good.
Okay. I'm glad you have a computer. Okay. Does somebody second that? Sorry.
Second.
Oh, you don't have to, I just didn't hear it.
Oh, second.
All right, there's a
This is
motion and a
singing
second.
Where the funding's coming from for this?
It's still in the
already
same
there?
place, CCD, equipment, or maybe the services, but we've got money in the
Okay,
CCD.
that was my
Yeah.
only concern.
All right, roll call please.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes,
Councilwoman McCarr,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Dean Parry.
Yes. And then, Brandon or Joe, have you guys had a chance to reach out to Line 6?
Yeah, I had spoken with Ted from Line 6. He came out Tuesday. He got all the information he needed. I'm just waiting for a quote from him.
Okay, cool. All right. Brian?
My monthly report was submitted already. If there are any questions there? I got a quote in today from Interstate to get the ladder truck inspected. I'm gonna get that scheduled, so we're gonna have that missing for 24 hours here in the near future. And other than that, I have nothing else to report.
So they're gonna inspect it to get us the big list of.
Yeah, and see where we're really standing with it.
Thank you. Thank you.
just one question for Frank. Do we do, commercial inspections? Is that,
We do have an inspection system, yes.
okay, that's in place? Is there a way that we can look at that or know what that's about? I mean, when it is happening, or has it already happened?
It depends on where specifically you're asking.
Okay, we'll talk about it. We don't need to talk about that in the meeting. I just want to know that there are inspections done, commercial safety inspections.
Of our facility, our equipment?
No, of buildings, commercial buildings.
Oh, so you go out on site and inspect businesses?
So last year, we came up with a new inspection documentation system.
Mm-hmm.
And I had special forms made that have carbon copies for our record keeping. We want to upgrade it to a digital footprint, but this all took place in the same time our county dispatching system was transitioning from what was called Tiburon to now what's called Premier One. Tiburon allowed us to update our inspections to that system to where we could pre-plan for emergency events, specifically to an address. But since that system left, all that data left with it. And what didn't transfer over, we're now trying to figure out the new method we're gonna do to store our building inspections. Our building inspections are not set up specifically to find direct code flaws. But when we do see them, we note them, and then we share that information. We're trying to get good ideas on building layouts, pre-plan, so we can pre-plan events for emergency situations.
Do you annually inspect businesses or is it more random?
We have done annuals, but I think that fell to the wayside for a little while, but it's something we're very interested in picking back up,
Okay, or at least
especially with new
get on a
construction.
cycle, yeah, of getting them all. Okay,
And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because the liquor storage situation that happened last
An
week.
inspection was completed.
Right at that point, right, and that's been done. Problem has been resolved, but there again, that's something that was going on, and that's why I'm asking the question about, like Tony said, is there an annual inspection on commercial properties so that we don't run into those situations in the future?
at the very least, maybe a list of all businesses and you just keep going around, right? Because I know that your time is limited and.
Well, it also comes down to certification.
Mhm.
Who can do it?
I know building departments are a little bit different, but in the fire service, there's actual certification levels that these firefighters have to hold and possess for building inspection and investigation.
Okay. So maybe that's something, if you identify a plan and if you've got, can your volunteer firefighters do those?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe if there's some training, we can build in something if that's needed.
Currently,
Identify.
Deputy Fire Chief Brent Valpatek handles all of the
Is
inspections.
he the only one that can?
Currently.
Okay.
And
Okay,
we mirrored the Chesterton Fire Department's inspection system. And he's a full-time Chesterton fireman as well, so it was
Right.
an easy jump over for us to take on that system.
okay.
But I've asked him to start building an inspection group or a team for inspections. The bad thing is if we have 30 members, the inspections are good for all of them. Every member over there should know what that inspection found or the layout, and that's the is in communicating the info that we gather.
Okay. That, I mean, training, getting some people trained or certified maybe is, keep that in mind at budget time. Yeah, thank you. Okay, anything else, Ryan? No? Okay. We do not have any correspondence tonight. Under new business, we have the Porter County Recycling District Recycling Site Agreement. And this is our agreement to have the drop-off recycling bins that are backed by the street department with the town of Burns Harbor at our Burns Harbor Municipal Complex, and it is $1. So, I can't remember if this is, I'm sorry, I looked at it previously. Do you, the length that it is, maybe it's a year. It's working. Anyone want to make a motion to approve the agreement?
It says through June 30th of 2028.
Thank you.
Did you?
Okay, I didn't think that we had talked about it last year. So 2-year agreement, it's $1 a year, correct?
Yes.
And that is for the bins that we have at the back.
I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second to approve the recycling site agreement. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yeah.
Councilman McGraw,
Yeah.
Councilwoman McCarr,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi.
Yes. Okay, we've got Lindy's, Lindy Inc.'s CF1s. We have both, we have a 25 pay 26 and a 26 pay 27. Both of their actuals are, in terms of salaries, are increased, and their employees are about the same. They've met what they estimated. The salaries are much more, but we are looking for an approval of their CF1s so that I can sign these and Maddie can take these to the county.
I'll make a motion to approve Lindy's CF1s for 2025 and 2026. Do I need one?
If you want to read that, this is, that's based on the resolution number for the minutes, you can,
For both of them?
yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve Lindy CF1's resolution number 2010-03-2014-15 and 2010-03/2014-11.
Okay. Second. All right, motion and second to approve Lindy's CF1s. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi.
Yes. We've already discussed the reduction of the TIF allocation area previously when Roseanne did her report. Public Works Department proposal.
All right, so I don't know if you've gotten to take a look at the job description. We're proposing to finally merge to a Public Works. So Tony has worked really hard.
And you and Brandon, we've all worked
And
on
Brandon,
this.
I feel like I've done the least amount of work, but I'm here proposing it. So, this is the new job descriptions. If we approve it, it's merging street, sanitation, and MS4 into a Public Works. Funding will stay the same, with separate budgets. The only job descriptions would change with the added fourth person that's already budgeted in his budget. And the fourth person's primary focus would be sanitation MS4. Any questions?
Yeah, so if there's questions, but if everyone wants to look, the next step that we would need to take to be able to advertise for this fourth person is to amend the salary ordinance with those titles and pay rates. So as Jen mentioned, it's just merging all of these departments under the name Public Works, not changing any of the budgets or funding. And the first step would be to do that through the salary ordinance. We've also been working with Brandon on all of the job descriptions. So if you have questions, please ask. Otherwise, I would ask if everyone is okay if we prepare the salary ordinance for next month to change that.
I think it looks great, yeah, I'd say keep going. Yeah, she says keep going.
But the way that we work, Lori was the clerk, she still would be public.
Yes, yeah, so, well, yes,
I
she
mean, I'm
was,
sure that's in the.
so
schedule.
she would actually, that's where it'll be a little bit tricky because we share. She still is only the clerk for street because we have Gina for sanitation. So if you look at how the titles of the positions, the street laborers and Brandon's title are really the ones that were impacted to become public works superintendent, public works laborer. Yeah. All right, I will work with Maddie if you all are okay with that to do the salary ordinance for consideration next month, but if you have questions, please ask.
Salary ordinance change, we should also look at anything else in town code where we might need to change the department head title or, I think we just need to go through, because we don't want to just change that, but then we
Right.
don't have.
Because I have a note to change all references to town marshal, also to police when we do another ordinance as well. Okay.
The references just to the sanitary, because that's what I was just looking
Okay.
at.
All right, so I'll make a note to double check references to titles throughout the code.
Because the sanitary board, I'm not sure if there's references
I'm sure there is.
to the sanitary superintendent, so just to
Okay.
make sure that we're
Yep.
getting it all and we're not.
Right,
finding it.
no, that's right, good point, thank you. All right, any other questions or comments? Like I said, if you haven't had a chance to really look at it, please do, and, those things can still be changed if we need to do things, something.
Good job, guys, it looks great.
Okay, good job. All right, we're gonna go to old business, and if no one is opposed, I'm gonna move Shirley Hines up from last to first. Wow. Because if you're not first, you're last. There you go. You get the reference. Do it, okay. I raised boys, so, Okay, so Shirley Hines is back with us this evening. They were here last month to talk about the kayak takeout and the stairs that they are proposing for the fishermen's access to Little Calumet. When you first got the agenda, the draft MOU was attached. And then there is an updated MOU which reflects a couple of the comments that I had asked Chris to add. I know that Brandon, you all met Monday, right? Okay. I requested that there be a section added that requires written approval from the town for the stair engineering and materials. So that won't move forward without Brandon's okay, since it's something that we'll take care of later. And then the other thing is partly the exhibits you see here is to separate the two activities, the stairs being one and the takeout being the other. Go ahead and add anything.
Yeah, that's the presentation, so.
Tony?
Thanks to the building and street commissioner for meeting with Brandon Benninger. He's our project manager, so he's kind of the lead on making the improvements. And then I worked with Councilwoman Biancardi, and then Attorney Payton was involved with the access agreement that we're working out, which includes language that would ensure we're getting approval from you guys on those improvements that are being made. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the gist of it.
Does anyone on the board have questions? What? Right now? Okay. I know, Clay just received the final draft today. And so if, we are interested in adopting the MOU or approving it, I would, ask that it be contingent on Clay's approval so that he has a chance to read it through. And then, once he gives us the okay, then I think it's my signature that would be on there. And then when will the kayak takeout start? Do you have a?
It's on National Park Service property, so, we would, I can't speak
Coordinating.
exactly to that. Yeah,
We're
there's,
meeting different agencies, crazy.
there's a lot of moving parts with this one. It's a little more
Okay.
complex than what we had
Okay.
originally envisioned. And appreciate, everyone's responsiveness here on, all of you have been really easy to work with and efficient, so we appreciate that. So, that has been the smooth aspect of this project.
But that made me think though, you mentioned when that all starts, you're gonna go door to door and put information on the residents.
Yeah, so on Riverside Drive there, going around the curve,
Right.
where at dead ends, we'll provide information and do some outreach with them, so they're well aware of what we're up to and extinguish any concerns. And I think if there are any residents who do have concerns, we'll reach out to you guys and, try and iron that out and make sure that, there's no one that's upset about it.
Okay.
The rest keys.
Okay.
So I have a question on this, I guess exhibit B, where you have the parking lot surface improvement. Who owns that?
That's NDOT.
Okay.
And so that's been the biggest, that's been a separate agreement that we've been working out with them, so that we can have parking there and, improvements will be made, to that parking area as a part of this grant project.
By whose expense?
Ours, yeah.
How many parking spaces do you think are gonna be there?
It's not going to be an excessive amount. I don't think we have, I think maybe 6 or so.
Yeah, there would be 6 to 7, ideally a few that are slanted for people that have a kayak trailer, but the actual footprint would not change, the surface would be improved.
Is it somewhat like a semicircle where you go in and out, or is everyone gonna have to back
Yes,
up?
there is a separate entrance where the current guardrail would be, currently. And then the other portion of that partial project is we need to fence off the area of the village.
So I'm sorry, you said there'll be an entrance and an exit? Okay.
That's how it's going.
Will there be signage there that says public parking or no overnight parking, or, I mean, because I can see why people on Riverside might, what's, There's cars parked there now,
Yeah.
Yes.
overnight?
Never seen a car park overnight. I know people park under the bridge and fish there right now, but
I've only had one instance of anyone parking overnight and they were camping, and they were advised that they went on the way.
Yeah, we'll get,
That's 18 meters.
yeah, no, so a part of this, is good signage that lays out, the dusk to dawn, do's and don'ts, and that is, that will be a factor in the equation, and is a part of the project, so we'll have signage out
And I
there.
guess from the town's perspective, you could say, state property, I mean, I don't want
Yeah.
town residents to come back on us
Mm-hmm.
that we're involved in helping, because on this other exhibit A, we own that parcel
Right.
with the trail, but we don't own where the cars are gonna be. And I don't want those residents, especially those Riverside.
To think that it's the town. And I think that when we had a meeting early on, that was a question that I posed, trying to think of all the things is, we can't, aside from telling you no, you can't walk on our property, we can't say no or control this. And I'm not saying that in a mean way, I'm just saying, right, this is the, doesn't involve the town except for that piece there. The stairs, on the other hand, is our property.
Exactly. Yep, and I think, you know, the trail on the town's property alleviates people, you know, trying to walk on the road.
Right.
And so it just makes it safer for access. But yeah, those improvements will be done specifically on NDOT's property and National Parks property. And so trail connectivity that the Brandon's talked about is.
So if you all want, then if we, approve the MOU condition to Clay's review, and then once he, says it's okay, then I can sign it.
I'll make a motion for Tony to sign the updated MOU contingent Clay's approval.
All right, motion and second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozak?
Yes.
Councilman McGraw?
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark?
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi?
Yes. All right, so as soon as that happens, we'll give it over to you.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, thank you. All right, back up to.
Oh, I thought we're done.
No, technical business. We anticipated having a new contract renewal for the Porter County Animal Control, but we do not yet, right, Maddie?
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna skip that if you guys are okay with that. It is, though, we were talking about that, it's a 2-year contract, no, 5. The previous, I think, was 5 years, was 2,000 a year, but we'll see if anyone when it gets here.
Okay.
Same thing with number 2, Town Code Chapter 3, Animals. I know that Jeremy and Michelle have been looking at that because the police department is the one who basically is responsible to enforce it, I guess. And there's a lot of contradictory type information. And so they've been going through that, and then we're gonna try to mirror more Porter County, right? And remove things that don't really apply to us.
Absolutely, because right now there's language of how we do things, and it's not necessarily in conjunction with how Porter County Animal Control does it. And if it's just simply an animal call, I don't necessarily get notified all the time. It'll go straight through animal control.
Right.
So, but our code says we're gonna do this, but like, we're not even the ones handling it. So we should be, if we approve of Porter County Animal Control's methods and we're contracted with them, that seems we should be more in step with them.
Yeah, I agree. I thank you guys for working on that ahead of time, and I think as soon as we get the new contract, you'll have a little more to work with, and I know you're already investigating that, so we'll just keep that one for once the contract comes. We have the Interstate Power Systems line of credit. This is what Ryan had asked for last month, and that Clay was looking at. And my notes mentioned that Clay asked if we would be able to comply with making payments within 30 days. And the town is not permitted to pay interest fees or late charges, so would they modify the terms?
I'll make contact with them in regards to it.
Okay, were those your only concerns, Clay? Okay, would we, if they are willing to change that to 60 days, because depending on, and you know this, depending on when it gets to us, we only approve our claims once a month, and remove the interest fees and late charges, are you comfortable with us approving it conditionally? If they come back with that and you have a chance to look at it?
Sure.
Okay, just to make sure, just to keep it going. All right, if anyone would like to make that motion.
I'll make that motion to approve the Interstate Power Systems line of credit conditionally upon them changing it to 60 days as opposed to 30.
And no.
And no late fees or interest fees.
I'll second that.
All right, motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yeah,
Councilwoman McCarr,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dean Curry.
Yes. All right, revised quote for town hall remodel, Brandon.
Yeah, so the previous quote we had received from America's Construction Experts back in November of 2025 was about $11,400. When I went back to revise that quote, I noticed there's things missing, certain jobs that needed to be done. So the owner came out and re-quoted everything, and we went through everything, double checked. So things that were added that weren't on there was painting the ceilings in the main clerk's area, cove base install throughout the entire job, the cutting of 3 steel door jambs, installation of door thresholds, and the self-leveling prep work for the concrete slab when any of the old flooring is removed, whether it be tack strip, holes, stuff like that. So the new price for the quote is $17,555. The kitchen floor and paint will be done by the town. That'll be starting here any day. All materials such as flooring, paint, trim, thresholds will be provided by the town. We're also gonna be here to help them move furniture, whatever it takes to make the job move smoothly and keep operations running. So I do believe I sent out the new quote to everybody.
So I guess my question with that though, Clay, because we awarded the initial one at 11,000.
$11,410.
And they,
Missed a couple, like I had said, they missed a couple things on that quote, so the re-quote came out to $17,555.
Sounds like we're in a few things.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's my concern, because it's more than a few things and the scope is different. Do we need to call the other two? Because the only thing that we've done so far, we encumbered the money last year. And then you called to see, right, if it was still good, and that's when he came out, and then he was like, oh, wait, we
Yeah,
missed
he
all
was-
of these
yeah,
things.
yeah. He was.
So we haven't approved the work with him,
Oh, kind of
with
sensitive.
Bill. I mean, it's not like it has to start tomorrow. But I'm wondering now if we need to call the other two from previous and ask them to re-quote.
Or even others.
Or even others, you're right, I'm sorry, or even others, you know,
Previously, I did.
to make sure that we are doing it.
I
Because it
did-
is such an increase, but obviously it's things that should have been included initially.
Yeah, that's why he came out. 'cause he
Right, so we
understood why.
have the 11 encumbered, so it's a little over 6,000 different. So we need
We want to
to,
get a couple extra quotes and
Yes,
see what we're working with.
yeah,
one
yeah,
other thing, I just,
okay.
looking at the contract, and I know you had stated what you just said about them helping, you were gonna assist helping with, I know one of the biggest problems that has been through all this process is moving all that furniture, cabinets, everything else. And you said that they said, I know looking at their contract, they did not put anything about moving anything. They were specific, and it states right at the end of the contract that they do nothing other than what's written in this contract. And there was nothing written in there about them
No furniture moving.
moving furniture or moving desks, and that, absolutely, I mean, you guys are burdened enough with what you've got, I mean, I understand helping them, but it's gotta be a two-way street with whoever, so I would recommend that we open this up for a rebid. at this
And we
point.
could, I would ask though, and I hear what you're saying, and I would ask though if they, like, it's an optional to move furniture. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if they don't, and then what would they add to move furniture? Cause I've been thinking about this as well, and we've been talking in the office, like, coordinating a schedule, and what would that look like? Would we have to close the office? Could we move it? If we were able to coordinate with the street department and they were able to help with that, but I wouldn't
That's my
want,
point
you know,
about
if you
that.
didn't plan it.
That's a lot of moving and
It
shifting,
is.
because it isn't all good, it's not like we're completely evacuating that whole area, and they're coming in
No, we're
and doing.
shifting it
there's
around,
room
right,
and rooms and
so they also have to be available, but maybe ask for the option,
I'll
so
ask the
that you
options
can,
and then I'll also ask the same options for the new quotes.
yeah, yeah,
And just get all those details.
okay. Yeah, if you could, since that really wasn't a complete, if we'll just get 3 bids, including obviously the one that's been here, we have his ask him to add the option to move.
Question. So then are we just going to hold on to the current PO that we have right now? We're not gonna use it, the one that you said was encumbered, which is true.
We're gonna hold on to it.
Right, because that money was encumbered, just as a note, from 2025, so that does become liquidated. It's going to be placed back into the fund that it was.
Which is
taken
fine,
from.
it's
Yes.
CCD, which
But
is
it's
where
not
we're
gonna,
gonna.
it's not gonna be in a line, we're not gonna be able to use that money, quote unquote.
Sure.
In the line.
Well, but
Just
could we
a-
just have two POs, like we could use that PO for that amount and then do a second one for the remainder? Like
If we-
split the
I mean,
bill?
if we move forward with that, then yes, if we move forward,
Oh,
then we could use
I
it,
see.
it's for specifically them.
I got you.
Yes.
Okay, regardless, it is in the CCD
Yeah.
and it's
And
coming
we'll still
out.
stick to us supplying material, so
Yeah.
that's at our cost.
And we have that already, okay. Okay, thank you. All right, so, and then just option out like moving if possible. Okay. All right, 200 Fairchild.
Spoke to Mr. Carrano today, and he made further progress. All the guardrails and handrails are installed on the deck gazebo. He says he's going to be calling in Monday for an inspection on it. So he has made progress on that. I did send an email out to council, this afternoon. With pictures on that, so he's moving forward on that. The permit for the house is expired, he knows that. And he's going to have to get another extension to finish that. I asked him, how long does he think he needs to finish everything? In only 2 months.
Do you feel like he's committed to it?
Well, he is knowing how high the fines are,
Okay.
and that's kind of something that
Mhm.
can be worked with, or be held.
What are, you said his fines are up to 65,000 right now?
No, they, as of,
I think it was 85.
it's over $80,000.
Okay. But, and I know your biggest concern was that deck, and that
And
is
that was
secured.
Today,
Okay, but it is secured now.
yes. it is.
And then the other things that you mentioned, the wires and things around the house, he's addressing
Yes,
all of
finished,
those.
yeah, yes, finished.
Okay,
Some stuff exterior and interior.
okay. Okay,
One other thing that needs to be looked at council is that we believe, Joe, and there's been neighbors that have confirmed this. I myself have personally driven by there, there's a car that has been staying there, and what we're looking at is possibly occupied, which there cannot be anybody in there. I don't know what we can do as a town to make sure that nobody is staying in that home overnight, because the water has been turned on, there is a bill for the water. They said they were gonna shut off, and I know Maddie's got nothing showing any, sanitation. The sanitation was hooked up back when that.
Right, as of this past year, when I looked at the account, there were zeros across the board, so there was no water usage. And I believe that I emailed Joe, and I think I CC'd you guys in it, that because they weren't paying the American Water either, I don't know if there's zero usage, why they're still paying, I'm not sure, but it was gonna be shut off earlier this month anyways, I think that date is already passed.
So I was just trying to say that Joseph's gonna be going out there Monday to do a final inspection on the deck. At the same time, maybe he can look inside and see if it looks like somebody is staying there, but what can we do moving forward? I had tried to ask Joe, if we do have somebody staying inside there, how do we get them out? Or can we get them out? I mean, the building's not supposed to be occupied at night, and there's a car that's staying there constantly, or a truck that's been there.
So I can speak from the police department, I can say that whatever information you have about a car or a truck regularly staying there, up until recently, there was no room to put a vehicle in the garage. There has been no vehicle in the driveway regularly. It happens to be 2 blocks from my house, and I can confirm that. Now, if a car there does stay there once in a great while overnight, I mean, you can chalk that up as, is that just a worker that rode home with somebody else? I have no way to confirm that, nor do I have any legal standing to be able to enter the residence to confirm that nobody's in the house.
And the reason I bring this up is because he cannot be working on the permit's expired on the home, so there cannot be work being done on the home. The only work that can be being done right now is the deck, which means if there's a vehicle in the driveway, there should be somebody working on that deck, not just.
Or like Jeremy said, it could, someone
Right, if
could
it's
have
only
left
there
it
for one day, but.
So Joe has the right as the building commissioner to go in the house, right? Especially if there's a permit or it's under construction.
But the permit's expired.
Well, the permit's expired because doesn't he could go in and if he is like, okay, yeah, it looks like someone's living here, like there would be a fine for being in a house that's, no occupancy permit.
Yeah, there's no occupancy issued, so technically that's an occupancy violation.
Right, so, but we'd have to know that, right?
And I can just say is I walk a lot at night and I haven't seen lights on. You'd think if somebody's staying there, there would be lights on. But and that's just saying when I'm walking,
I appreciate
I
that.
don't see lights.
I feel like unless Joe can go in or has a reason to go in and confirm it, unless the police are driving through one night and there's lights on and there's a reason to go.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I think
mean,
Joe can go knock on the door, car there.
yeah,
He can walk around the back, see if there's work being done on the deck, and if he happens to look at the window and see, see something. If police see that there's lights on at night, they could do a wellness check, perhaps. Someone in there working, or is they fallen? I mean,
right,
but for them to just go in without a warrant.
right. I don't know, I understand that,
That's why I was asking that question. I know there's a fine line here. The biggest concern is that water's being used inside the home whenever somebody's there, and they're not paying for that, as far as I know.
wait, they're paying, if the water's on, they're paying for the water, right?
That's what it would be for Indian American Water. All that I was able to see on there was that it looked like, I don't remember the verbiage, but it looked like they weren't paying. And they were set to be shut off, but also I was just seeing zero usage.
Right.
They hear like anyone
Okay.
was using.
So if they, right, if the
They
water,
might flush the toilet a few times a week if they're there, but I don't know.
well, but then that, though, if they're flushing a toilet, they're not connected to sewer, but,
Yeah, they're not connected to us in the sense that other residents are. We may have an account, they're connected to the sewer, they're paying us because no certificate of occupancy has been issued.
Right,
That has
so
to happen
no,
before
right.
we get to that.
right. Mhm.
See what happens on Monday and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I guess was that helpful? If you notice someone in there, if there's lights, then certainly someone could check it out. If you're there, like Clay said, knock on the door, or if you see someone, otherwise, they might be in there without an occupancy permit, but I don't know that we can.
It's pretty tough to prove.
Right, it's tough to prove, and sure, we could find them if we figured that out, but I think it'd be hard to do.
That's everything. It's
Yeah, right, and hopefully, it feels like they've been motivated, and they,
the
so,
last few conversations I've had, heal this progress.
okay, well, at least the safety concern was taken care of.
Yes.
Okay. All right, the last thing, the cell tower lease agreement. So their representative continually reaches out to me. And 2 months ago, I shared with them what the council requested, that a representative from American Tower Company, ATC, come to the council meeting to discuss with all of us in one place what their amendment number 4 is. They responded to me and said that this is not something that they do. They have reached out to me again last month and said, has the council moved forward? And I copied back the same email I sent that we requested that you come before. Because for the last year, I have gone back and forth with them, and it is painful. And so the gist of Amendment 4 is, right, the escalation goes down to 2%, and then they be allowed to put 3, expand the space. But in the process, this has been a contract. So I guess I just want to say this on the record. We are the landlord.
Yeah.
Right? We are the landlord and they are the tenant. And this agreement has been around for a very, very long time. And then when they came to us and wanted to make these changes, it makes sense that we would read it and be like, oh, is there anything current day that we want to change? And, right? So, Clay and I, and with your guys' comments, we're kind of going back and forth and looking at some of the language. I think that they were frustrated at one point because they felt like we weren't being responsive, and then that's when they added language to say, if you don't answer us, we're gonna just, do what we want. Essentially, right?
My kids pull that.
So they've asked again, they asked if Clay's most recent comments on the amendment, which I have, be sent to them. And that I would also send the council's comments, concerns, or questions related to it. I know that the next payment we will get the next check in August, I'm sure they are wanting to make all of this happen before then. Aside from talking with their representative, like I've never talked to them, I'm getting the information about what they want to do from their representative, and that may be how they work, that's fine. But what do you all want to do?
Nothing?
Do we want to continue? Because if we do nothing, then we stay with Amendment 3, which is a 3% escalation fee, which amounts to about $18,000 a year. And as you all know, that money goes into the scholarship fund and funds the town scholarships right now. So we're not obligated to change anything.
Right.
We can.
I feel like they're asking a lot from us and offering very little from them. Like, I don't understand what the issue of coming to the meeting would be.
And I offered Zoom, just someone
Yeah.
talk to us, like,
Yeah.
let's just all have a conversation together about, what we want to do.
I'd say we just stay at 3, like Amendment 3. And then if they really want it changed, or if they really want to work with us, they would somebody would be here to talk to us.
Okay. Like I said, it's just difficult to try to go back and forth, and then Clay and I and them, and then try to give you all the information, and like I've expressed to them, we meet once a month, and that's where action's taken, so I can't do anything any quicker.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll just say at this point, we're gonna stay with Amendment 3, and at the time they're willing to come and meet. If they don't wanna come to a public meeting, maybe 2 people can be designated and we can meet with them. But I would not wanna continue to be the only person trying to, work with anyone. It's very hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will pass that on to them, that we'd be willing to talk if they'll come to a meeting, or are you also okay if I offer 2 people to meet with someone?
Absolutely.
Okay, because Kim, who is their representative, has been great to get on the phone with me, but again, it's just difficult.
No, absolutely.
Okay, go to the order and any other business.
I have one last thing I forgot.
No.
Well, you're gonna get it anyway.
Oh! See, that, you got that, Maddie, right? Hey.
So Olenwood Disposal will be doing our fruit sweeping. I just sent him the maps of all the roads in town and parking lots and everything else. So they will be coming back here in the next few days with scheduling and how we're gonna go about that. Because we're a little behind on our spring fruit sweeping schedule, but that's moving forward.
Spring was a little behind in arriving.
It's like late summer right now.
Right, I know, now it is. Like a week ago it was winter.
Okay, so they're gonna provide a schedule,
Yeah, yep.
and then how do you get that out to everyone?
I'm gonna talk with the representative I'm talking to. The main thing I wanna do is make sure we're on the same page with the neighborhoods. So we have a couple days in advance to tell people as many cars off the roads as we can. And then other than that, we could use some signs.
I was just about to say, even purchasing some of the yard type signs that just, have like street sweeping this week or something that you can move around and use for the
Because we know
future.
there's always gonna be some cars, but we wanna get the majority
Yeah,
off the streets.
okay,
So I'll update you guys all as soon as I know.
all right, thank you. Anybody else?
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozick.
Yep.
Councilman Crowe.
Yes.
Councilwoman Park. Yes. Councilwoman Bianchard.
Yes. Thank you.